Hello, this is Steve Thoele, principal broker with Premier Property Group, and I've got another weekly update for you on the Sherwood, Oregon real estate market. This update will cover the last 8 weeks of market activity, ending this past Sunday, November 20th. So I'm going to share my screen with you now and go through the data with you as I always do. Start off looking at active listing activity. So I show we had 4 new properties come on the market in Sherwood this last week. You can kind of see how that compares to prior weeks. We had a low of 2 and a high of 10 listings per week over the past 8 weeks. So kind of towards the lower end of that range. Ended the week with 70 homes in total on the market. Again, that's been fairly consistent. Had a low of 63 and a high of 74. So again, kind of certainly within that range. And then the median list price and days on market, you can see as far as the median list price, that's been super steady here over the past 6 weeks now, at 730,000. And then the days on market, a little bit of an up and down, but started at 45, got up to 55, and this last week came in at 50 days. So right now we're at 50 days of average market time for these 70 current listings that are on the market. Pending activity. So this last week I showed we had 6 new properties go pending in Sherwood, and that is up from 3 the prior week, which was a low, and then a high of 8 here about 5 weeks back. You can see the decline in total pendings here over the prior 5 or 6 weeks now reduced down to 40 this past week. From a high of 57 to kind of begin the period here. So, definitely a lower sales activity here, particularly over the prior, 4 to 5 weeks now. The median price days on market for the pendings, that has been on the rise. Sorry, the numbers are kind of hidden here for the median price, but had a low of 650 here to start off with 8 weeks back. Got up to a high of 793 2 weeks ago, and this past week fell back just a bit to 781,000. And then the days on market started off at 13, climbed up to 20, has retreated a bit from there, and this last week hit actually a low for the prior 8 weeks at 12 days of average market time for these 40 current pendings right now. And then sold listing activity. As of the time I put this together, I show we had 6 properties crossover from pending to sold in Sherwood this last week. And that compares to the prior weeks of, had a low of 2, a high of 13. So, right, certainly within that range on a weekly basis. And then when I look over the prior 4 weeks of activity on a weekly basis here, this last week came in at 30 homes have sold over the prior 4 weeks, and that is down a little bit from the prior week, but you can kind of see it's been holding fairly steady in Sherwood. We had a high of 38 here 7 weeks back, but it's for the most part been kind of in the low to mid 30s on a weekly basis. So holding fairly steady in terms of solds in Sherwood right now. The median sold price days on market for those solds, you can kind of see that's started off at a high of 654 and dipped clear down to 565 here about 5 weeks back. For the most part, and over the past month though, it's been between 630 and 650 for the median price. And then days on market, that has been on the rise over this past month or so. We had a low of 11 days 6 weeks back, and this last week we hit 24 days of average market time for these most recent 30 solds. And then finally, we'll finish up with the weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the original list price. So red bars is weeks of inventory. And you can kind of see we had a low of 7 to 8 weeks of inventory, and then it hasn't moved up a whole lot. I mean, this last week it came in at a little bit over 9 weeks. So we've been between roughly 8 to 9 weeks of inventory this whole time. So it's been a pretty steady, consistent market over the past 2 months here in Sherwood. And the sale price is a list price. You can kind of see, we had a low of 95%, and then it bumped up to a little over 97%, and it's fell back a little bit to close to about 96%. So it's again, from that measure, it's been fairly steady as well. So all in all, obviously pretty steady market. 9 weeks is a little over 2 months of inventory, and which is not huge by any measure, and but prices do certainly have kind of come down. We kind of continue to see multiple price reductions in the market to get things sold, and buyers certainly kind of being more aggressive on writing offers and negotiating terms for their purchases. So very much, I would say, a kind of a balanced market overall right now in Sherwood. So I hope that weekly update has been helpful for you. If I can answer any questions or be of any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always happy to talk through situations. My number is 503-680-2065. And if you're watching this video on YouTube and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. It's a great way for you to stay up to date on what's happening in your local market. So hit that subscribe button. And lastly, I really appreciate you watching. Hope you have a great day and week ahead, and hope you have a blessed Thanksgiving with your family. So I will see you next week on the next update.